Okay, for this chapter study, we're going to do part 2 of a power chord study. Today we're going to be looking at some 3-note power chords and also some of the higher power chords on the guitar too. Okay, I'll just be repeating these one time each, but I definitely recommend repeat them a bunch, and also you can play them loud, you could use distortion, push your tempos, have some fun with them. They're definitely ready to rock. Okay, and you can downpick all of these exercises. I'm going to be calling out these power chords mostly where our index finger will be falling. Okay, now with these power chords, you can also mute them if you like to, make some contact with your palm. They sound really good muted. Okay, these are all gonna be 4-bar progressions. For number 1, we're gonna start off with an E power chord. When you see the 5, that's a power chord, and it's just telling you that all they want is the root and the 5th in your chords. So these won't have thirds. It's not gonna sound like a major or a minor chord. They're just power chords. Okay, now all quarter notes for bar 1 on an E power chord. Bar 2 is gonna be an F sharp. We'll go to G sharp on bar 3 and then to A on bar 4. Okay, now for your 3-note power chord for E, if you just use your index finger, you can get the 2nd frets on the 5th and 4th string, and then just have your open E string, your open 6th string. So that's your 3-note power chord for E in open position. Okay, now all these shapes are going to be real similar for our low 6th string and our low 5th string shape. Now, for the 3-note power chord on your low 6th string, you can use your index finger, your ring, and your pinky. You can also bar with your ring finger. You can also use your pinky to bar too. So I'm going to be using my ring and my pinky for these. Okay, now for my F sharp, my index is on the 2nd fret 6th string, ring finger's on the 4th fret 5th string, and then pinky's on the 4th fret 4th string. Okay, if I just take that same shape up 2 frets, now I've got my G sharp power chord, and then take it up 1 step, and that's my A power chord. Okay, here comes number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for number 2, we're going to now go to the 5th string, so it's going to be that same shape. For bar 1, we're going to start on the C, so I've got my index finger on the 3rd fret 5th string, and my ring finger is always going to be stretched up a full step on the next string, so I'm on my 4th string on the 5th fret, and then pinky's got the 5th fret on the 3rd string. So there's your C. Now on bar 2, we're going to just take it to a B, so go down a half step. Okay, now we're going to go to our open A power chord, and real similar to our open E, we just switched up a set of strings. Then for your D, will be based off of the 5th fret. Okay, now this is going to be all 8th notes. You can go just all down strums for all these. Here comes number 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, for number 3, we're going to incorporate some rhythms here. We're going to have 2 beats of 8th note triplets and then a half note for beats 3 and 4. On bar 1, we're going to start off with an F power chord. I'm based off of my low 6th string on the 1st fret. We're going to switch it on bar 2 to a B flat. Just pivot up a set of strings to your 1st fret on the 5th string. For A flat, we'll go to our 4th fret on the 6th string. And then D flat is your 4th fret on the 5th string. Okay, here comes number 3. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3, 4. Okay, for number 4, now we're going to take it to our 4-string power chords. The first one's going to be your open position D power chord. Now you have a couple options for this one. Open 4-string, you can go index finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, and then middle finger on the 3rd fret 2nd string. So there's your D power chord. Now if you want to work it off of your D major shape, you can just do your regular D major with your index and your ring finger, and then just mute or avoid or just remove your middle finger to avoid the 1st string. And then I'll be doing it with my index and my middle. Okay, there's your D power chord. Now on bar 2, we're going to have an E power chord based off of our 4th string. So for this one, I'm going to have a different shape. I've got to pivot my my pinky 1 fret higher for these strings. So my index finger now is on the 2nd fret 4th string, ring finger is on the 4th fret 3rd string, and then my pinky goes to the 5th fret on the 2nd string to get my 3rd note. And if I use my normal power chord shape from the other strings, I actually get a major 7 note for these sets of strings. So heads up, on the 4th and the 3rd string shapes, our 3rd note will move up a fret. Next one's going to be an F power chord, so just make that chord move up a half step. So my index on the 3rd fret now. And then we'll go up to a G sharp power chord, and then take your index finger up to the 6th fret on the same strings. Okay, now rhythmically we'll have 16th notes on beat 1, a quarter note rest on beat 2, 16th notes on beat 3, and a quarter note rest on beat 4. Okay, here comes number 4. 1 E end of 2, 3 E end of 4. Rest, rest, rest. Okay, for number 5, we're going to start off with an F power chord based off of the 4th string. So I'm on my 3rd fret 4th string. I've got my ring finger on the 5th fret 3rd string. Pinky's on the 6th fret 2nd string. Okay, now we're going to pivot down to the 5th string on the 3rd fret to make a C power chord. Now we're going to pivot down to the low 6th string to make a G power chord, still on my 3rd fret. And then on bar 4, we're going to go back to the 5th string on the 4th fret for a D flat power chord. Okay, now rhythmically, we're going to have 2 beats of 8th notes and 2 quarter notes. Okay, here comes number 5. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Here's number 5 a little faster. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So remember, push your tempo, let's have some fun with them. Okay, for number 6, we're going to start off with an open A power chord based off of your 5th string. It's going to be a whole note. We're going to go to 8th notes on bar 2 with a B flat, so I'm based off of the 5th string on the 1st fret. We'll go to an open D power chord whole note on bar 3. And then we'll go to an F power chord based off of the 4th string, all 8th notes on bar 4. Okay, here comes number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Here's number 6 a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for part 2 of the study, we're going to start looking at some 16th notes and 16th note variations, along with some higher pitch power chords working off of our 3rd string and our 2nd string roots. So we can play power chords off of the 6th string, 5th, 4th, 3rd, and also 2nd. Okay, for number 1, we're going to start off with an open string G power chord. So I've got my open 3rd string, and I'm going to hit my 3rd fret on the 2nd string. We're going to do all 16th notes for all of this. It's going to be a 3-bar progression too. Okay, now on bar 2, we're going to go to an A power chord. This is all based off of my 3rd string. So I've got my 2nd fret index, 3rd string, and then pinky stretches and grabs the 5th fret on the 2nd string. So here's an A power chord, and then we'll take this to a C power chord. So just move your index finger to the 5th fret on the 3rd string, and I got my pinky on the 8th fret 2nd string. Okay, I want to point out these are 2-note power chords too. Okay, here comes number 1. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... Okay, for number 2, we're going to start off with a B flat power chord. This is based off of the 3rd string. I got my index finger on the 3rd fret 3rd string, and pinky's got the 6th fret 2nd string. Okay, bar 2, we're going to switch it to a higher pitch D power chord based off of the 2nd string. So I've got my index finger on the note D, it's my 3rd fret 2nd string, and then ring finger's got the 5th fret 1st string. Here's a high D power chord. And then we'll go to a high open B string power chord. So I've got my open 2nd string, that's my note B, and then I'm just hitting my 2nd fret on the 1st string, and that will make my B power chord. Okay, rhythmically for this one, we're going to be doing the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and again, 3-bar progression for all these. Here comes number 2. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. We're going to start off with a B string root C power chord. Index finger is on the 1st fret 2nd string, ring finger is on the 3rd fret 1st string. We'll switch it to an A flat power chord off the 3rd string. So I've got my index on the 1st fret 3rd string, and then pinky's on the 4th fret 2nd string. And then we'll go to an E flat power chord off of the 2nd string. So I've got my index finger on the 4th fret 2nd string, ring finger's on the 6th fret 1st string. Okay, now rhythmically for this one, we're going to be using the 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. Here comes number 3. 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. For number 4, we're going to start off with the C sharp power chord. This is based off of our 2nd string on the 2nd fret. And then my ring finger's got the 4th fret on the 1st string. We're going to go to an A power chord for bar 2. That's going to be off of the 3rd string. So index finger's on your 2nd fret 3rd string. Pinky's on the 5th fret 2nd string. And then we'll just pivot down to an E power chord off of the 4th string. And I've got a 2-note power chord for this one. So just the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and then 4th fret on the 3rd string. Okay, now rhythmically, we're going to be using the 1E, a 2E, a 3E, a 4E, a. Okay, here comes number 4. 1E, a 2E, a 3E, a 4E, a. Okay, for number 5, we're going to go back to our 3-note power chords. We're going to start off with an F sharp power chord based off of the low 6th string. I got my index finger on the 2nd fret 6th string. For bar 2, we'll go to a D power chord, and that's based off of the 5th string. So my index now is on the 5th fret 5th string. And then we'll switch it up to a power chord based off of the 7th fret on the 4th string. So for this one, I've got my index on the 7th fret 4th string, ring fingers on the 9th fret 3rd string, and then pinky gets the 10th fret 2nd string. Okay, now rhythmically, we're going to be using our newer rhythm. It's the rest E and a, rest E and a, rest E and a, rest E and a. Here comes number 5. 1, 2, rest E and a, rest E and a, rest. Okay, for the last one, number 6, we're going to go into 3/4 time, and we're just going to do long chords. So these will be dotted half notes. Each chord will last for each bar. For number 1, we're going to start off with our open E power chord off of the 6th string. Then we'll switch it to a D sharp power chord off of the 5th string. That's my 6th fret on the 5th string. We'll switch it to an A sharp power chord off of the low 6th string, and that's my 6th fret on the 6th string. And then it'll end with an F power chord on the 1st fret 6th string. Okay, here comes number 6. I'm going to count us in with 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.